Hey, I'm Jon Thelen, host of Lindy's Fish Ed TV. You know, if there's one question I get asked, whether I'm at a boat show, a sports show, at a boat landing, no matter where it is, I get asked all the time, Jon, why do you run Humminbird units? And I want to tell you a little bit about that today. And we're out on the ice, and I'm running my brand new Humminbird Helix 7 Ice Chirp unit. And man, this thing's just a real deal. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But here's what I want you to do. When we're done with this video, I want you to go check out humminbird.com, because I'm going to give you some of the reasons, and then I want you to go read about all the rest, because I can't fit them all into this video. I mean, this thing just does so much for me and helps me catch so many fish day in and day out that I want you to see all those reasons. So check it out at humminbird.com. Well, let me give you a few of them. One of them, for all you old-time flasher guys, here's the thing. I can actually run a full screen flasher mode. And I mean, this thing is bright, it's vivid, it tells me everything I want to see. I can also do what I'm doing here today. I'm running a split screen where I've got 2D on one side, so I've got everything I'm used to in the summertime in my boat. And then over on the other side, I'm running that flasher. So I've got that old school flasher right there, but man, it's updated to a point where it is real time. There is no delay. Back in the days when some companies came out with some of these LCD units, they were a little bit slow. But not anymore. I mean, these things are real time. I could put my Ice 55 right here. I could put that down there. I mean, it's one of the best flasher units in the world. I drop that thing down and these two will show everything in real time. It's phenomenal. I've got customizable modes for going in and zooming. So what I can do is I can actually zoom on my flasher side, and I can zoom over on the 2D side. So I can actually bring that 2D side into 2X, 4X, 6X, 8X, I can see everything. And then I can also pick different ranges within the water column that I might want to zoom in on. The flasher is quiet. I mean, how often have you sat out here on a day like today and listened to a flasher buzz all day? Well, you don't got to worry about that here. I mean, this thing is quiet. You don't even hear it running. I got 22 different color palettes. Why do I need 22 different color palettes? Well, let me tell you, there's days I'll sit out here for 8 hours, 9 hours, as long as I've got daylight, as long as I can fish. And when you get a day like today and it's bright and it's white, we've got new snow on the ice, I'll tell you, there's a point where your eyes can get a little bit tired. You don't got to worry about that with these Humminbird units. I'm actually able to choose a color palette that makes me happy, and I'm wearing my sunglasses. Just like in the summertime, I can now, because these screens have come so far, I can look at it from any different angle and be able to see it. And ultimately, I mean, it's just easy to fish with, and that's a big deal to me. There's no math required. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times on flasher dials, you had pre-printed numbers, and then you had to do, in your mind, 2 times, 4 times, 3 times, whatever it is. You don't got to worry about it. You've got an electronic readout here. So it tells me everything. I can glance down, and in a second, I can know exactly how deep my jig is, how far off the bottom that jig is, where the fish are. There's no math required. It's a piece of cake. And then the other thing that I think is just huge, and it's probably what makes this the best unit in the world, is I used to walk around carrying a handheld GPS, and then I'd be carrying another sonar unit. I don't got to do that anymore. Everything I've got in my boat is right here on this Humminbird Helix 7 Ice Chirp unit. I can run my Lake Master maps in it, or it comes preloaded with base maps. Here's the thing, I never drill a hole until I pick spots on those maps that I believe are going to hold fish. And then I can replicate it all day long by just simply going along those contour lines. You can find your tips, your points, everything. You're doing it all with one unit. So here's the reality of it. Why do I run this Humminbird Helix 7 Ice Chirp unit? Because I can do everything with it. I can find the right spots, I can see fish, and man, I'll tell you what, if I see them, I'm a firm believer that I'm gonna catch them.